Hello, this is a test. Feel like the first man going on the moon. First time ever doing a live Q&A. Let's see. Also checking my volume level. You'll have to let me know. Hello, Tom and Jennifer. This is all new to me, so I didn't know where to look at first to yeah, Fred, how you doing? I am early because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to figure this all out. How's my sound? Hi, Thomas. You guys hearing me okay? In case you're wondering why I'm wearing the headset, it's because of the sound. In this room, I've done some Zoom stuff with family and friends before, and the sound is very echoey, and it sounds like I'm in a chamber or something. So I thought I would just wear the headset, even though I'm not hearing anything per se. So forgive me for that. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Fred. Hey, Mark, Senti Music. No, I'm not in my regular room, actually. Hey, John. No, I just started. I started a bit early because you know me, I'm a caveman when it comes to this technological stuff. So I figured I better try early before I flub it all up. Anyway, no, I'm not in the regular room. Basically, that is down in my parents' basement. I like to joke about that because technically it is in my parents' basement. My mom's no longer with us. She passed a couple of years ago, but my dad is. You've met him in my videos. The room I have all my music stuff and Beatles stuff is in the basement under my parents' in-law apartment. So Jennifer, no, I am in the regular office room in my upstairs where the main computer is. I don't have a computer down in that room where I film most of my videos because I use my phone for that. I'm antiquated. I have no technological skills. So it's been a miracle that I'm here doing this now. I've been 4 years since I started doing YouTube. January of 2017, I joined. And here I am 4 years later doing my first ever chat. So it's like the first landing on the moon. Like I said earlier, it's like a moonwalk here. This is like, hey, Steven. Hey, oh, my black dog. Actually, she's dark brown, Mark. She is a chocolate lab mix. Little pit bull, little chocolate lab, little hound. She's a rescue. Her name is Gertie. So I'm glad you noticed Gertie there. Maybe she'll come back at some point. She's a loving, loving dog. Good morning, Record Crate. How are you? Wow. Nice seeing you all here. Tom Hunyadi, everybody. Wow, nice people. Nowhere Boy. Hi, Nowhere Boy. Chocolate. Yum. Yeah, don't talk to me about chocolate and sweets, Stephen. I'm a sweet-aholic, if you want to say that. That's one of my poisons, so to speak. I have to stay away from that stuff. I can get addicted very quickly. Oh, Hudson Rainey, how are you? Nice to see you. Audiovisual, hello, happy Sunday. If anyone has any hints how to do this, like I see the comments coming in, if I need to go back to, I see, I can just scroll back and hold it up, right? Okay. I told you I'm a caveman when it comes to this stuff. Where is it? Hudson asked about Brainwash the album. Yes, I like Brainwash the album. Actually, I did a George ranking 3 years ago or so, and basically it was in my top 5. I think there's like 10 Studio George albums, and Brainwash definitely was in that top grouping. So it's up there. And as far as my favorite song on it, I like, oh my goodness, I like so many on that album. Rising Sun's a beautiful song. It's hard without it in front of you. Rocking Chair in Hawaii, is that what it's called? That instrumental there. I love that. I love George's playing on that. I love his singing on the album. I think he sounds great on Brainwashed. Yeah, definitely Hudson, one of my favorites of George's. Let's see here. Receiving loud and clear. Thank you, Bruce. UK. I love the UK. I lived there for a little over 2 years, Bruce. We can talk about that if you want. 5 p.m. Yeah, I know you're ahead of me. Raining and dark. Yeah. I remember that a lot from when I lived in the UK, Bruce. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, folks, I'm sorry if I'm going slow here. I'm trying to get back to some of the okay. So let me scroll down a little bit here. I'm slow as molasses, folks. This is all new to me, so give me a chance here. Audio visual, happy Sunday. I know I'm behind everybody. Bruce said I was receiving me. Richard Dixon. Good evening, Richard Dixon. UK. I love the UK. I seem to have a lot of viewers from the UK. And as I told you, us, you UK people, we can talk about it a little bit. I lived there for over 2 years in the United States Air Force. I was assigned to Suffolk, East Anglia, at a RAF base called Bentwaters. It also had a twin base called Woodbridge. Now, you may know that base from history a little bit if you're a UFO fanatic, because I was assigned there when the whole Rendlesham Forest incident happened. So we can talk about that at some point if you'd like. But let's see. I want to say hello to more people here. Beatles or chocolates? Oh, Beatles, obviously, Mark, for your last cash. Beatles. Yeah, chocolate's going by the wayside. I have pretty good willpower. I could say goodbye to the chocolate and and go with the Beatles. Okay, here I'm losing my place here. Look at me. I'm a caveman, folks. Okay, hi George. Hello. My favorite record I own. Well, there's so many, Nowhere Boy, but I have a original first pressing Buddy Holly album. It was his second solo album. Well, I shouldn't say solo. He released the Chirping Crickets album. Then he did an album just called Straight Buddy Holly. And my younger son bought it for me as a Christmas or birthday gift 3 years ago. And it's an original Buddy Holly on choral, and I love it. It's probably one of my favorites. So just off the top of my head, I'm sure there's many more I could come up with. Yes, Tom Hunyadi, that is Wally World. What was his name in the movie? The Moose? Morty Moose. That's him. Yeah. You like that? We don't, remember I told you in some of my videos, folks, we don't spare any expense at the Matthew Street channel. The special effects, the signage, I may not have things come flying in and out digitally and electronically and all that, but a piece of paper with some Sharpie written on it, or a dancing moose back here, or a snowman, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, special effects, right? And as you all know, if any of you watch my channel for a long time, I do not edit. I don't do any of that. I know I should learn. I should take the time, but folks, I just don't do it. So I know I'm getting behind. I want to say hi to everybody here. So Tom, I hope that answers your Wally World Moose back there, Morty Moose. Love that. I love those movies. Love all the vacation movies. BMX John, hey Matt, have you heard the recent audio conversation on YouTube between Sean Lennon and Paul? It's interesting. I heard part of that, John. I did. I was very touched about the part when he spoke about Sean's grandmother, which would be Julia Lennon, obviously. And I thought that was very touching when Paul and Sean discussed that. And I thought it was very nice of Paul to bring that up and talk about it. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Hi, Tom. Hi, Steven. Hi, Adam. Record Crate. Everybody. Okay. Do I like Sonic the Hedgehog? Well, actually, yes. It's funny you should say that, Nowhere Boy, because my two sons, who are now grown men, but they used to play all those video games when they were younger. So I got into the original Sonic, playing it with them. And now they still have the old systems and the old games. For some reason, there's a lot of nostalgia for the old video systems. And so they've been playing it. My oldest son plays it with my grandson, who's now 5, playing the original Sonic and a couple of the Sonic games. So yes, we like Sonic the Hedgehog. And folks, I'm trying. I apologize if I'm going slow here answering your questions. This is all new. Slow as molasses, and I tend to gab. If you haven't figured that out yet, you'll ask me a simple question, and I could go off for an hour. So this could this could be a monotonous for some of you, and I apologize. I'm doing my best here. Okay, let's see. Sonic, bring on the Rockettes. Love the Rockettes. Beatles chocolate. Yeah, did they ever make any Beatles chocolate? Hey, Rami Lopez, loyal person. All of you are loyal, but Rami, love hearing from you. Have I visited Liverpool? Yes, Jennifer. Many times when I lived in England, in the as I say, assigned into the United States Air Force over there. Yes, I went up to Liverpool several times. Stayed in a bed and breakfast up there. Traveled all around. And if you don't mind me, here I go rambling again, folks. But these questions you asked me, I think of a story. I had a friend a few years ago who went to Liverpool. He had the opportunity to go with family, and I was all excited for him. I said, "Oh, you're going to Liverpool? You're going to get to see everything. Oh, they have the Albert Docks and the museums, and Cavern Street, the Matthew Street now is so cool. It's got all kinds of shops and stores and everything. Oh, it's wonderful. It's great. Oh, you're so lucky." And he turned to me and he said something that I hadn't really thought of. He said, "No," he says, "I'm lucky. I'm happy. I'm going to see Liverpool, birthplace of the Beatles." He said, "But Matt, I wish I had been to Liverpool when you were there." I said, "Why?" I said, "When I was there, it was just kind of dank, and the town fathers weren't really celebrating the Beatles. There was a few little things here and there, but it was just kind of Liverpool." He said, "Well, yeah, that's the point." He says, "You saw Liverpool in the late '70s, coming into the early '80s, when it was the way the Beatles saw it. It was, only like 15 or so years since the Beatles had kind of left Liverpool." He said, "You saw it when it was Liverpool." He says, "I would have liked to seen it like that." And I said, "Yeah, okay, I get your point. I did." Jennifer, I hope that answers your question. I have visited it and went to all the landmarks, but as I say, all the touristy stuff wasn't there when I was last there. I do want to get there again and see it now, but I am grateful that I did see it prior to all the changes. So again, another rambling answer to your question. The best 1970s snack that you can find anymore in 2020? Rice Krispie treats? I don't know. Mike Sweeney. Hi, Mike. Oh, wow. All your names, when you pop up and say hello, it just fills my heart with joy, because I feel like I know you all, and just to see you here is it's really heartwarming. Thank you, folks. Means a lot to me. Wink 55, another one, another regular, another friend. Hello, welcome. Hey, Wink. Yes, Rami. Yes, Rami. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit at some point too, if you'd like. But I did see the reaction video to McCartney 3 that Caitlin did, and I have to say, she spot on. I mean, basically very in line with what I said in my official review. I thought the only major difference we had was she didn't really care for Lavatory Lil, and I love Lavatory Lil. Matter of fact, if anyone wants to know if I have any updated changes about McCartney 3 since my official review, I have my notes right above me here hanging with new notes on it. So if anyone wants to know anything, I have listened to it many more times since my official review, and you can see if there's any changes. So, okay. Again, folks, I apologize if I'm slow. I see people popping in I want to say hello to, and I can't wait to say hi to all of you and acknowledge you, because, let's see, Beetle Boy 909, I do not know you too well. Mason, I believe. But I see you on some of the other broadcasts, and getting to know you a little bit. I know we don't know each other as well as we probably should. Drake Swiss rolls, like a giant ho-ho without the chocolate. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yodels, Drake Swiss rolls, devil dogs, little Debbie's. Little Debbie is the bane of my existence. Let's not get into that. Do I like the Struts? Actually, Gary, hi, Gary. Yes, my daughter-in-law and sons both like the Struts, or all like the Struts, I should say, and they have gotten me into the Struts. So, yeah, I've been listening to some of their stuff, and I enjoy it. Kind of a high-level power pop, I guess you could say. You know how I feel about power pop. What is your favorite bit off the Give My Regards to Broad Street movie? I would have to say the part that touched me the most was, and I loved many parts of that movie. I consider it like one big music video. If you go into it that way, it's a good little movie. If you're going into it looking for cinematic excellence, forget it. You're not going to find that there, folks. But if you go into it with the idea of seeing Paul, hearing the music, and just like one big extended music video, it's a wonderful watch, a wonderful viewing. And I would say my most touching part is I remember when I was watching it for the first time in the theater, and I think I told the story how I dragged Mrs. Street to the theater in 1984, and I told her, I said, Mrs. Street, we have to get to the theater 2 hours early or something like that. I said, because it's going to be mobbed. It's Paul's first movie ever. It's going to be packed to the kills. It's going to be crazy. And the line was, and I talked about this in my Matt Mangles McCartney episode about the album, is that she went to the ladies' room and maybe to get a snack or something. When she came back, she walked into the theater. I would already gone ahead of her. And as she walked into the darkened theater with the lighting on the side, she saw one lone back of a head, and it was mine sitting there waiting for the movie to start. And I was the only one in the theater besides her. No, other people did arrive before the movie started, folks, but that's just one of the crazy Beatle type stories that I've put her through over the years. So my favorite bit, though, is, I apologize, I went off on a tangent there, Nowhere Boy, is when Paul is in that setting where he sings Eleanor Rigby and he's dressed up to the nines and he's got the guitar and he does Eleanor Rigby. That just like hit me like, oh my God. He sounds like Paul from then and he looks like Paul from then. He just looked young, he looked good, and I just thought that was a great moment. And me, Joe, how are you, my friend? God, I got some good friends here. Stephen Schnee, who I know so well, good friend. I mean, everybody's here. Joe, I know I'm going slow here, folks. You're probably scrolling way down, and I can't catch up. Let me go here. Hey, Patrick, thank you. George Nanos, hi, George. I'm going to be late for the sacrifice. Hey, Doc, Record Crate, Doc, rock and roll. Howdy from Texas. Hey, Rundo. Let me just stop right here. I got to acknowledge somebody, folks. Rundo, Running Doe, Texas, I assume. Rundo, let me say this first, folks, before this thing keeps going crazy and I'm getting behind. I'm getting, worked up here, as you can see, as you can tell when you watch my videos. Rundo has been one of my biggest supporters of reaching 2,000 subscribers. Thank you, Rundo. I want to thank you publicly in front of everybody. You've been a blessing. You've pushed it and helped me get over that top. And Rundo, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. And with that, folks, let me just say quickly before I scroll further, I apologize for slowing this down, but I want to publicly thank all of you. That was the whole point of this first ever live chat on the Matt Street channel, is reaching 2,000 subscribers. I couldn't come up with a good contest. Joe, Mean Mr. Mayo, just had a real excellent contest. Very imaginative. He really thought outside the box. And he did a great contest. It was awesome. And Joe, the only reason I didn't participate is because I like to see other people win things. I'm very blessed that I have what I have. And I said, let someone else win. But Joe, you did a great contest. And I just thought, what can I do? What am I going to do? Have people name their favorite 5 Beatle records or Elvis or Beach Boy? It's just, let me just do something I haven't done. This is kind of my gift. It's just my first ever live chat. And it's to thank you, folks. It's to say hi to all of you, but mainly to thank you for your support over the last 4 years. It'll be 4 years next month, January of 2017. And so thank you all. Thank you, Rundo, for the big push. And I got to thank 3 really important people. These are the 3, I'll just say this once to get it out of the way. The big 3, the 3 that influenced me to even start a channel was Joe, Mean Mr. Mayo. He was the first channel I ever saw. Then I saw Ed from the King's Court's Elvis channel. That really sparked me. And then the 3rd channel was the Tim Allen channel. And I know Tim doesn't do as many videos now as he used to, but another great channel, folks. So to those 3, thank you. You got me here. All right. Let's see. Mr. Beatles Pro, Tom, Love your videos, Tom. Love all your videos. Doc Docus, great. Joe, this is a historic day. Yeah. Smoke and mirrors, if I guess. Hi, Joe, Adam. Oh, thank you, Tanner. Hello, Tanner. Always a loyal viewer and subscriber. Tanner Johnson. Love seeing you here, Tanner. You're great. And thank you, Tanner. I appreciate it. Liverpool is over commercialized now. Yes, some people do say it is. As I say, I haven't been there to see it actually in person as it is now. But when I was there, it was still the Beatles Liverpool. It was still dank and grungy or whatever you want to call it, but it was Liverpool. it was what it was. Okay, everyone's saying hi to each other. That's great that you all know each other. Mr. Beatles Pro, hey George. Okay, let me go scroll here. Oh my goodness, I'm so behind, folks. Mark sent him to go on with the stories, boss. Hi, Mike, sweetie. Still waiting for our colored 8-track bundles of McCartney 3, Thomas. Yes. When are those bundles coming? Hey, we've already, bought 4, 5, 6 versions of this album. Why not some why not some 8-tracks and reel-to-reels? Hey, Fred. Fred, great to see you, Fred. Awesome, Fred. Peace and love, brother. Known Fred a long time. Good Beatles fan, by the way, folks. See that guy right up there, Fred? Right there, Fred. Hook up with him and give him a hello. He knows his Beatles. He's a long-time Beatles maniac and fanatic, let me tell you. Rundo, yes. I hope you heard my praise to you, Rundo, earlier. Yes, howdy from Texas. I just spoke about you, Rundo, and thanked you so much for what you did. Gary met Klaus Vorman. Great. I'm learning doing this, folks. I know some people, when they do their live things, they just keep talking and they'll occasionally look over, but I'm just so grateful to look over and see you all there and say hello. Doc. Little Debbie's, yuck. Yes, they are, Doc. It's almost like a waxen coating on Little Debbie's, but if you can get past that, and especially on the yodel style things, peel that off, you get down to the good stuff, Okay. Oh, wow, I'm so slow here. I know, folks. Oh, this is awful. Thank you, Stefan. Stefan, thank you. Thank you, Stefan. Really appreciate that. Miss Brajak. Miss Brajak, hello. How are you? My dad is doing very, very well. I hope any of you that have watched my channel just go back or go to my playlist for my dad. I have a playlist just for Dad. 90 years old this past August. He's doing good. We're keeping him safe during all this COVID-19 crisis and stuff. But he's doing great. He lives with us, like as I said earlier in the video, in-law apartment with Mrs. Street and I. He's doing great. So thanks for asking about him. And yeah, he's doing wonderful, and we're keeping him going. Love having him. And please go check out a video or two with him. I'm sure he'd enjoy to maybe hear a comment from you or something. Let's see. Cats of Sherman. Hi, Cats. Oh, boy, look how slow I am. I'm so behind. Paul's schedule will be on Jimmy Fallon this Thursday. Maybe we'll get a little taste of 3. Ooh, okay. Everybody be aware of that from Fred. This Thursday, Jimmy Fallon, McCartney. That will be fun. I'll have to look for that. I was not aware of that. For a Beatles fan, Broad Street is great, at least musically. Yeah, exactly, Fred. As I say, cinematically, no, but if you look at it as a big, long, extended music video, it's great. Ringo, Nowhere Boy. Ringo did my regards for us. Yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, I had a son who liked Thomas the Tank Engine with Ringo. Woodbridge in Suffolk. Yes, Bruce Goodman. Colchester, Essex. BBC made a documentary about the UFO incident I mentioned. Yeah. Walls and Bridges. John said he saw one. Yeah. I was over there, folks, during that whole Rendlesham UFO incident, and I was not there during the actual incident. I know, It's like someone steps out of the room when something major happens. But at the time of that UFO incident, I had taken a 2-week leave for Christmas that year. So I had left uh, just after John Lennon's tragic situation happened on December 8th. It was only days after that that I got on a plane and headed home for leave for a couple of weeks. And that whole Rendlesham Forest incident happened right around Christmas of 1980. So I wasn't there. But when I got back, there was a lot of hush hush about it. And I can tell you honestly, from my opinion and talking to my roommate, who's he was a lifelong member of the Air Force and respected. And he told me, and I don't use foul language on my channel here, but he told me it was a bunch of BS, a bunch of bunk. But we don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but it was a bunch of crap from what he told me what really happened that night and everything. So I don't know how many believers in UFOs there are out there, but my understanding, folks, the whole Rendlesham Forest incident is a bunch of BS. Okay, Rundo. Hi from Vermont, Evan. Vermont, very close to me. Doc, there's UFOs over in New York, and I'm not too surprised. No, I'm not saying they don't exist, folks, but I think the whole Rendlesham Forest incident was baloney. Hey, Ed from the King's Court. I mentioned you earlier, Ed. I don't know if you missed it, but I talked about you earlier. And hello to infinity. Patrick Butler. Thank you, Patrick. Geez, that's so nice, Patrick. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. Oh, you're welcome, Rundo. McCartney 3, give me some truth. Cheap Trick. Great stuff, George. Awesome. Thanks, Ed. I'm a newbie to this. I'm a caveman. I'm behind the times, that's for sure. And I'm, like I said, look how slow I'm going looking at these comments. I can't process it all, Called age, folks, It's called getting old. You can only do like one task at a time. Just give me one thing to do, and then I'll do the next thing. Oh man, I'm definitely not a multitasker like some of you out there when you do your thing, your live streams and whatnot. Love the Bee Gees, Patrick. Yes. Stephen Schnee. Yes, Stephen, absolutely. I'll do anything to help you get more, buddy. You got a great channel, and you deserve thousands of subscribers. You really, I mean, Stephen Schnee is one guy. He puts the effort in. He puts effort. I mean, I do what I do, but I admit, I'm the first to admit, I don't put a ton of effort into my videos. I mean, like I say, you don't see graphics flying in and out. You don't see special music. Because occasionally I'll edit a video on another computer and then upload it. Like when I did my Christmas greetings to all of you, and all my different family members came in and participated in a Christmas party. If you saw that one, it's a few back. It's about 3.5 minutes long. Something like that. I'll take different pieces of video and sit in front of a little program, and I'm able to put them together with some fading and some words. But to me anyway, it seems so time consuming that I just don't, to do that for every video. I'm one take Matt. That's my channel for the last 4 years for the most part. One take, What am I going to talk about? Okay, I'm going to talk about this. Here it is. I get my thoughts together. I may have some notes in front of me on occasion, and I just go. Press record on my phone, and I do it. Done. Stop. That's it. Now, if I really flub it or something, I just stop the whole thing and just redo. But I don't edit or anything. And I know I should put more effort into it. But a guy like Stephen Schnee, who really works hard, he does. He works so hard at it, and his content is fabulous. That's a man that deserves thousands of subscribers in my book. It's just his channel brings joy to me and so many others. So Stephen, thank you. Thank you, Wink. Love the Smithereens, Evan. Yes, I've seen the Smithereens several times, both with Pat and now lately without Pat, and they're great. They always deliver. Can't beat the Smithereens, folks. Billy Shears. Hi, Matt. Is there any way of downloading the CDs you got a present of? You might want to check with the. I don't want to throw people under the bus here, but just reach out to some people in this community, Billy Shears, and they can guide you towards the individual or individuals who can provide CDs like that for you. And I would highly recommend that you check them out. But I don't have the capability to really produce things like that, so I apologize. Hey, Bill Leary, hope all is well. Oh, Paul, Mighty Psycho. That's why I'm going so slow with these folks. I don't want to miss people. If I kept going with the live comments, I would miss so much. And Paul, Psycho's Platters, folks, one of my favorite channels as well. Please go check out Paul at Psycho's Platters if you haven't already. I just love seeing him here. He's a great guy. I love his channel. I'm scrolling some more, folks. I apologize. I know I'm slow with these comments. If I see something we can talk about or I can tell a story, I will. My favorite scene from Broad Street is the ballroom dancing scene. Great scene. Yes, I like that one. I really enjoy that one. I have to admit, though, I like the studio version for some reason of ballroom dancing on Tug of War than I do on the Broad Street soundtrack, but that's just me. Can't wait for McCartney 3. Yeah, it's coming this Friday, folks. I've listened to it about 8 times now. And I will just say it's a really good album. Okay. If you want, I can get into that a little bit, but I want to acknowledge some more people here, but I can tell you a little bit of my updated notes here. Yes, the yellow Edison cylinder of McCartney. That would be nice. Shari Green. Richard Dixon, Vertical Man, love your videos. Yeah. Nowhere Boy. Oh, I'm so behind here. Wow. Yes, Rundo. My dad does need to start his own channel. Maybe I could help him with that. He's got some good musical tales. And as I say, if you go back to my, what do you call it, playlist there with my dad, there's some good ones in there. Some Beatle ones with him. There's some Ray Conniff. There's some jazz. There's a little of this, little of that. Growing up with music with him. So check them out. Hey, Alan C. Records. You probably put the post up, what, an hour ago, Alan? And I'm just getting to it now. I apologize, man. I'm so overwhelmed with this, and I just don't want to miss anybody. Alan, I love you. You're a great, great friend. Yes, Rundo, I like Ringo's Christmas album. I really do like it. It's a great album. It's fun. I think I mentioned in my honorable mentions on my recent, let me promote this, Stephen Schnee and Matt Street's Christmas Quarantunes episode was just posted on the Stephen Schnee channel. And Ringo's album was one of my honorable mentions. So I do like that album, Rundo. Okay, Billy's asking if anyone could help Billy Shears out, where he can get the mono to stereo vocal central recordings of the Beatles. Maybe someone could jump in and help him out because I don't have that kind of info right here, right handy for me to do that now. So, and I don't want to give someone's name out there. Yeah, check with this guy, and upset somebody. So if someone wants to help him or knows how to help him, please reach out to Billy Shears. He just asked. Bazooka Joe. Favorite Ringo song between his song One or his song I Don't Believe You? I like I Don't Believe You only because it was written by another one of my favorite bands of all time. The Jellyfish wrote I Don't Believe You from his Time Takes Time album. Two of the members of Jellyfish wrote that song for Ringo, and I love Jellyfish. Another band, check out, folks. Jellyfish. They only put out 2 studio albums in the early 90s, and then they disappeared. Check out Jellyfish. You won't be sorry, any of those 2 albums. But I do love the song One as well. So if I had to pick from the 2, I guess I'll take One. I like the song One. I believe that's from Vertical Man. I think so. Okay, I'm trying to read your stuff here, folks. I apologize. Let's see. Do you think McCartney 3 will be Paul's last album? Because I don't. Noah, hi, Noah, first of all. Thank you. I don't think it will be his last. Now, I think it will be his last McCartney album as far as just solo Paul, but I think he's got maybe one more studio album in him with other musicians and producers. But I also think his instrumental type stuff he does and side projects he does with different types of classical and contemporary classical music. I think you could see more of that from him as he ages here. But I'm going to hold out hope of at least one more pop album from Paul. How's that? Okay. Um, Ralph wants to know what happened to my series, Matt Mangel's McCartney, when I talk about my life as it relates to Paul's albums. To be honest, I am going to start that up again, Ralph. Last one was Press to Play several months ago, and I just kind of got burned out with it, to be honest. I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like people really weren't into it. I know there were some people that were, but I just was like, I don't think people are. I guess I kind of got a little bit self-conscious about it after a while. I said, why do people care about my life and what I was doing when Paul released an album? I guess I got a little insecure about it. So I just kind of said, after Press to Play, I let it go. But then a few people wrote to me and said, hey, I really liked your Matt Mangel's McCartney. It was a lot of fun. And so I think I'm going to do the next one, which will be Flowers in the Dirt. And I'll probably do that once things settle down. We got Paul's album coming out, the holidays and whatnot, and I'm sure I'll be doing another video once I get my Paul stuff in for McCartney 3. And yeah, I'll probably be doing videos, and I have a couple other videos in mind. So I think I'm going to put Matt Mangel's McCartney on hold for a couple more weeks till after the holidays. So thanks, Ralph. It is coming back. Yeah, Willie Nelson, not retire from what? I don't think Paul should have to retire. That's for sure. Do I have concerns about him and his health and his vocals? Yeah, but I addressed a little bit of that in my review of the McCartney 3 album. You can check that out. I think I was very fair, honest, and respectful to Paul. So I certainly don't go out of my way to slam him. That's for sure. Okay, I'm scrolling again. George says, great power pop band, Sweet Spirit out of Austin, Texas, with a female lead singer. And yeah, I guess I'll write that down. Why not? Sweet Spirit. All right, George, I'll check them out at some point. Tom S. Hi. My favorite record store. Gee, it's a shame because most of my favorites are long gone now, like Joe and Ed from the King's Court. And those guys down there are so fortunate that they have places like Infinity and what's the other one there? This couple I've been to down there with Joe. They're just great mom and pop brick and mortar record stores that have everything. They're cool, they're fun. And I used to have a lot of those around here in New England, southern New England, where I live years ago. And unfortunately, folks, most of them have gone by the wayside. It's such a tragedy, such a shame. And there's not many left. There's a couple here and there. They're mostly semi-chains. Like we have some Newberry Comics around in different areas. We have a mini chain, maybe 3 or 4 stores called In Your Ear Records in the southern New England area. I'll go to those. My favorite of all time, though, and I'll give it a plug. No one's probably heard of it, but anyone who's from southern New England, years ago, there was a little mom and pop record store in Pawtucket, Rhode Island called Luke's Record Exchange. And that was my favorite record store of all time from the 70s right up till I think he closed about 15 years ago or so now. That was my favorite place, folks. It was like Infinity, okay? Picture Infinity Records, and that's what it was like. It was like that. It was just a fun place. The people were fun characters in and out, and I miss it. But what are you going to do? So I hope that answers your question, Bob. How you doing, Bob? Smithereens are great. Yes, nice guys. I met them at shows too, Cats. They're great. I miss Pat. Pat was such a wonderful, friendly guy. Met him at shows. He'd always, you talk to him, he'd put his arm around you and be so friendly and sign whatever you wanted, take pictures. Met him at a fest for Beatle fans once. The great Pat Denizio, by the way, from the Smithereens, may you rest in peace. Met him at a fest for Beatle fans once. He was in the marketplace, and he was looking at Beatles 45s. He was looking at them, and I said to my son, I said, "That's Pat Denizio." And you hate to bother somebody when they're off duty, so to speak, and they're having some fun looking at records. But I went up to him and said, "Hey, Pat, I'm Matt. Just want to say hi and love you and seen your shows." And he just like grabbed me and said, maybe he had a couple of drinks. I don't know. "Hey, come over here. You're a fan. Yeah, whatever you want." Nice guy. May he rest in peace. What a great, personable gentleman he was. Let's see. Psychos, Paul. Thank you for the kind word. Oh, Paul, you're welcome. Love your channel. Love your channel. And Paul's always, I got to give Paul credit. He always, I try to do it in my videos too, but Paul at Psychos Platters always tries to thank the members of the VC, the subscribers, the viewers, the friends. He's so good about it in his videos, and I respect that, and I've tried to emulate that in my videos. Paul, you're the best at that. You're so appreciative of your viewers and your subscribers. My area, Doc's going to be in lockdown starting Monday. Record stores will be closed. Oh boy, Doc, you might have to break down and use Amazon and place an order, my friend. Yeah, we're kind of we're in what's called a what do they call it? Not recess, but recess. We're at recess, but they've restarted things, so to speak. We're on a 2-week hiatus, I guess you'd call it. So things are still open, but they've restricted some of the numbers that can be there, and but good news today. I saw in the news, I saw the big FedEx plane was loading up with the first shipments of vaccine that are coming out. So folks, I'm praying and hoping 2021 is going to be better as far as this virus. And I think I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling positive about 2021. So let's hope. I'm still scrolling here. I'm so behind. I apologize. BMX wants to know, does McCartney 3 get better with every listen? It has, John. From the first few times I listened to it, it did get a little better, but it's pretty much leveled off now. I'll say, for me anyway, Matt Street, it is what it is right now. And if you want, I'll address that. So here we go. See. Long-tailed winter bird, I had it a B. I've jacked it up to a B+. Find My Way, I had it a straight B. I've jacked it up to a B+. Pretty Boys stayed the same. It's a C. I don't really care for Pretty Boys. The lyrics are weak, and his voice is weak. That's all. I'm not picking on him. It's weak. Women and Wives has a nice sentiment to it. I like the lyrics of Women and Wives, but it's still a C- for me. I just find it to be a boring song. Doesn't really go anywhere. C-. Lavatory Lil went up a little bit. It went from a B to an A-. I like Lavatory Lil. It's risen for me. I got my notes way up here hanging. Sliding jumped from an A- to an A. Deep, Deep Feeling went up. I really like Deep, Deep Feeling. It started out as a B- in my official review. It has now risen to a B+. I love Deep, Deep Feeling. It's long. It's 8 minutes long, but I like it. I like the guitar work that Paul lays down in there. I just love Deep, Deep Feeling. It's a very entrancing, fun song. Kiss of Venus has stayed the same. It's still a B. Seize the Day is still a C+. Deep Down actually dropped a little bit. It went from a D+ to a straight D. I don't like Deep Down. My least favorite song on the album. Don't like it. I'm going to skip it every time. And the last one, Winter Bird, When Winter Comes, has risen. It went from an A- to an A. So overall, to end this right now and keep moving on to something else, McCartney 3 right now, and I think will be permanently for me a B+. Okay, that's not bad. There's bad parts to it. There's parts that make me cringe, and there's parts that I love. So B+ for me, and I think it's going to stay that way, John. Okay, I told you, folks, I get off on tangents, so I'm sorry I'm ignoring comments here, but hey, Brad, nice to see you. Welcome to my first ever chat. Oh, thanks, Paul. Psychos Platters. Yeah, I thought my review was pretty enthusiastic, but as I say right at the end of it, that I'm not going to come out and just, oh, this is the greatest thing Paul's ever done. Oh, all 11 songs are wonderful. There's some people out there. We know who they are, folks. Okay, and I won't even say where I see them, but anyway, they're just overly everything. No matter what little criticism you try to put on Paul about something, a song or some way something's played or sung, they jump all over you. Like, who are you to pick on, you know, St. Paul, and I love Paul. I mean, I've been a fan since I was 3 years old in '64, uh, but you got to be honest and you have to be sincere about it and be fair. Well, you can be respectful. You don't have to make fun of Paul and put him down, but just be fair and honest. And that's what I tried to do, Paul Psychos Platters. So thank you. I appreciate that. See. Let's see. I'm scrolling, folks. I'm scrolling. We'll tell more stories and we'll talk some more. Okay. Yeah, Vertical Man is Psychos Platters talking about Vertical Man. I love Vertical Man. I think it's one of Ringo's better efforts. I really like it. Okay. Vertical Man, the person, my viewer, likes Matt Mangel's McCartney. Thank you, Vertical Man. It is coming back at some point. I've got all my notes written out for Flowers in the Dirt with my personal memories of Flowers in the Dirt. It's in the can, so to speak. I haven't filmed it yet, but it's coming. Bill Leary, same thing. Thank you, Bill. It's coming back. It's Flowers in the Dirt will be next. It's all written out. I just have to videotape it sometime between now and the new year. Things are busy and hectic right now, and we've got the new Paul album coming, so we have to deal with that. Tom S. said he likes it too. Thank you, Tom. If Paul, you're right, Doc. If Tony Bennett can still be recording at 94, why can't Paul? I just said a little while ago. I still think Paul has another pop album in him. I don't know if it will be a McCartney 4, with just Paul, but I can see him doing another pop album with other musicians like he's done in the past and with other producers. Sure, why not? Rundo, like Matt Mangel's McCartney. Thank you, Rundo. Like I say, it's coming back. Noah, I hope I answered it okay. Noah, it's so long since I saw you laugh. I'm slow here, folks. I'm slow. What can I do? Maybe you people that have more experience at this stuff. You fly right through it. You get the comments, you answer, you move on. I'm all over the place here, but I'll try to keep it interesting. I'll try to tell a story here and there to keep you listening. But I love reading your comments. I'm just enjoying this. So, and I see a lot of you are interacting, and that's what it's all about. I love seeing that you're making, you're talking to old friends, and you're making new friends here. So I hope that's happening. Hey, Brad, again. Hello. All right, I'm scrolling further here. Some general comments. Oh, yes, BMX Seeker. John just said, who remembers peaches? Yes, John, in the Northeast in New England, we had peaches years ago, along with strawberries. We had all the fruits, all the fruits were in New England. No comments about that, folks. Okay. Yeah, we had peaches. We had strawberries. Oh, man. Hey, 1 minute fast food and cup review. Love your channel. Love your channel. Oh, raspberries. Yes. K-Cup review. Raspberries. One of my favorite bands of all time. Raspberries. Please, folks, check out the Raspberries. They only have 4 studio albums, and they reunited about 13 years ago or so, and they did a great double live album with the 4 original members. You can't beat it, folks. Check it out. Love Raspberries. Fred, you're back again. Matt, I love if you're a Macamaniacs would check out a great artist we lost this past year. Emmett Rhodes. Yes. I talked about Emmett in a specific video, Fred, when he passed. If you didn't see it, you can go back and check it out. But I paid tribute to Emmett because Emmett was like McCartney. He did a couple of albums, just Emmett playing everything. Fabulous. Emmett Rhodes, folks, if you don't know of him, check him out. especially his first album, but he's got like 3 or 4 great, great albums. Once was a girl from Pawtucket. It's Pawtucket, Pawtucket, P-A-W, Pawtucket. I don't know. How do you people from around the country say Pawtucket, Rhode Island? Pawtucket. If you're not from New England, you say Pawtucket. We say Pawtucket. Oh, thank you. 1 minute fat. Thank you, K Cup. I'm going to just say K Cup review. Is that okay? Your name's long here. So thank you. I appreciate it. Really appreciate your kind words. Where's my favorite? Oh, your girlfriend's a ballroom dancer nowhere, boy. That's talent. Some of my, it kind of brings back memories of my parents. My parents were from that era from the 40s. They graduated high school in 48. So the Glenn Miller, the big band era, so to speak. And they used to go to those big, ballroom dances, so to speak, back in the day in the 40s and early 50s before rock and roll came in and took everything over. And we've never been the same since. Pennsylvania, we have 3-week pause. Get back. Oh God, I'm so far behind, folks. I apologize to all of you watching and writing comments that you're like, we're in different time warps here. You're like probably talking about Snoopy and the Red Baron somewhere right now, and I'm back here talking about, other stuff. Okay, but I'm just this is new for me. I'm learning, and I'm saying hello, and you got some great questions here, and I like to try to answer them. So bear with me. If you can hang, bear with me. We'll have some fun. Okay. The Who says 21 is going to be a good year. I hope you're right, Tom. Yeah, we are blessed. Paul is still here. That's absolutely. Paul and Ringo. Not just Paul and Ringo, folks. Any of our rock and rollers that we love so much, musicians, whatever, artists that you love that are still around out there doing it, appreciate them now. Support them. Listen to their music. Once we start doing shows again, go see them. Don't say, I'll see them another time, because I've had several artists that I said, I'll see them next time, and next time never happened. And the first one I can remember that was like that was Elvis. He played in Providence, Rhode Island, not too far from me, many times in the 70s. He played in 74, 70. Oh, I think he was there in 76. He played numerous. He only played once in Boston, yet he played numerous times at Providence Civic Center. And I remember the last time he was there was spring of 77. And I was like 15 at the time, going on 16. And I remember saying to myself, the next time Elvis comes around, I'll be 16. I'll have my license. I'm going to go see Elvis. I remember saying that. And, well, we know what happened that August, and a tragedy. And so, folks, don't wait. If you have a chance to see an artist you love, go see them. And also, if you have a chance to tell someone you love them, do that too. I'll say that. Okay. Where are we? I hope McCartney 3 won't be re-released next year like Egypt Station. Noah said that. Noah, it's probably going to happen in some way or another. Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Some of you people that do these live chats regularly, you're going to have to send me some tips at some point. Okay, those of you that know me and have my email and my texting, send me tips how to handle this, because I don't want to miss anything yet. I want to answer everything, and yet I'm probably missing a lot of other comments that are going on way ahead of me. So, hey, I'm just here. I'm just your background entertainment while you all chat, so to speak. That's fine with me. Mark Friedman, world's #1 Paul McCartney fan. Hey, Paul, we all love Paul. That's for sure. Oh, Matthew Smith. Hi, Matthew Smith. Love you. You love the Christmas album video I made with Stephen Schnee, Danny and Lanny Flowers. Yes. Oh, they're awesome guys. Love those two guys. Love Stephen. Good friend. Great quality people. Yeah, Flowers in the Dirt. That was Paul McCartney World Tour in '89, Mark. Yep. It's a great album, by the way. I know some people don't care for it as much as others, but I like Flowers in the Dirt. It's right up there for me. I really like it. I have an emotional attachment with it also. Doc Docus says McCartney 4 in 2040. Hey, don't count him out. Could happen. Beetle Brad wants to know how my dad's doing. Yep. Someone asked about him earlier, Brad. He's doing great. He's lives with Mrs. Street and I. He has his own little in-law apartment, and he still makes videos with me on occasion. We haven't done one for a few months, but I do have him on a playlist at my channel. So if you want to see some dad videos, you can go back and check them out. Tim Brownrigg. Hello, Tim. Yes, first time ever going live. I know you probably asked that an hour ago, but I'm I'm trying to catch up here. Sarah Cheney, great to see you. Longtime loyal viewer. Thanks, Rundo. You're doing great. We are enjoying it too. I hope so. Even though I'm an hour behind you all, we're on a different time warp here, but that's okay. Oh, thanks, Nick. Thanks. Thank you, Nick. I love these glasses too. I wear them all the time. They're probably my favorites. Along with, I brought another one of my recent favorites. I wear these a lot too. I don't know if you've seen these. These were influenced by Stephen Schnee, by the way, for all you Stephen Schnee fans out there. He was with his wonderful significant other one day in a picture I saw, and he was wearing these. And I said, oh, I like those. So I ordered myself a set, sunglasses. Anyway, get back on track here. Thanks, Vertical Man. Yeah, Dad's a great character. He's very musically inclined. He loves music, and he's fun to do videos with. So yeah, I'm so happy you checked those out, Vertical Man. He's a good guy, and I'm so blessed and love having him here. He's just turned 90 in August. I may repeat myself in this video, folks, if people ask me similar questions. But Dad just turned 90. He's doing good. He's got AFib and he's got some medical issues and that. But Mrs. Street and I are taking good care of him and keeping an eye on him. So he's doing well. He's doing very well for his age, I got to say. Thank you, Noah. You like my AC/DC video. Yes, that was a fun one. I enjoyed doing that one and talking about my friend Chris, my lifelong friend Chris from the United States Air Force, who I'm still friends with. He got me into AC/DC. Strawberries Records, Bill Leary. Yes, Strawberries Records. Big chain around here. That place was magical for sure. Yep. Loved it. Okay. Oh, Nowhere Boy. She's still trying to teach you dancing, huh? I'm just saying, I like to dance with Mrs. Street. Like if we go to a wedding or something, she'll drag me up there and I'll go. I gotta keep Mrs. Street happy, and if she wants to dance, I will dance. I'm mostly a foxtrot guy. The foxtrot, kind of an old fogey dance. I'm pretty good with that one. I think I've done the electric slide on an occasion or two. Definitely have done the Hully Gully. I've done the chicken dance. I can do the twist. I can do the monkey. I can do the Batusi. You've probably seen that in some of my videos, the Batusi. I can dance a little bit. Ask Mrs. Street. Shake your booty, right? Got to shake your booty. Got to do it. Oh, sad, Rundo, about Charlie Pride. I'm not too familiar with his music, but I'm certainly familiar with him. Okay. Hi, ZCX99 wants to know which version of McCartney 3 to get. Oh boy, that's up to you, my friend. If you want to spend some money, you can get multiple colored vinyls. If you just want to get the straight CD, that's the most economical way to go. You can get straight black vinyl, economical. I mean, it's really up to you and your pocketbook and your fanship. How much of a collector are you? Are you completist or not a completist? Okay. Oh, Vertical Man, you bought the Grip Weeds based on my recommendation. Yes, they are great. The Grip Weeds, folks. Awesome, awesome band out of New Jersey. They played all over Sirius XM all the time, especially on Underground Garage, Little Stevens channel there, Van Zant. Great band, the Gripweeds. Love them. So, Matt, Beetle Brad. Okay, so what was your first live concert? Oh boy. Okay, it's kind of, for me, it's a trifecta because I saw these three bands within weeks of one another in early 1978. I saw Kiss, I saw the Kinks, I saw ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, all within like weeks or days of one another. It just worked out that those were my first three concerts. But officially, the first one was Kiss. That was the first in that trilogy of concerts. And I have to admit, I was kind of skeptical going in at the time. You have to understand, back in 1978, I was still a mega Beatles and power pop fanatic. And Elvis too. Beatles, power pop, and Elvis. That was my big three as far as mid 70s goes. And so Kiss was kind of like, I don't know. Didn't hate them. I just was like, I didn't know if I really got it, so to speak. But I have to say, after I saw them, I've become a Kiss fan over the years. And I was able during the reunion tours of 96, 97 to see them again. And I took my two sons, who were teenagers at the time, to a Kiss reunion show with the original four members. And I like Kiss. I have no problem with them. So, so to Brad, to answer your question, officially it would be Kiss, but I also saw the Kinks and ELO right in that same time period. Okay. I just hope I'm not missing anybody coming in, folks, because I love you all. I just want to say hi to you all, and I appreciate everything you do for me. So if I miss anyone, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Okay. Emmett Rhodes was very good. Oh, thanks, George. You're doing a great job. I'm trying. I know I'm behind, though. I wish I could be right on the money with the questions. You ask a question, boom, I give you the answer. I'd love to be able to do that. So I may be behind any questions. So if you throw a question down, I'm going to get to it eventually. I will answer it. You may not be here. You may be sleeping or eating dinner or, dancing in the moonlight, but I will answer your question. I promise. Okay. Strawberry Alarm Clock. Yes, I'm familiar with their songs. I don't have a lot of their CDs or albums, but I like their songs. Wink with 55 missed the Raspberries and the Knack because he waited. Yes, see them if they're around. The Knack, I did get to see the Knack once, Wink, in 1994, after My Sharona became big after Reality Bites, the film Reality Bites, or Reality does bite sometimes, especially in 2020. But anyway, when Reality Bites, the movie came out, My Sharona got a second life, and they toured based on that. And I was able to see them in Providence, Rhode Island in 1994, and they killed. They absolutely killed. Bruce Gary, the original drummer, may he rest in peace, was not with them then. But they had Billy Ward with them on drums, and they were still a top-notch band. I love the Knack. They took a lot of heat back in the day, but I think as time has gone by, if you really check out their 6 albums, you'll find they're a really talented, fantastic power pop rock and roll band. So I did see the Knack, Wink, but I never saw the Raspberries, and I kicked myself for that. They were playing in New York City back about 12, 13 years ago, and I said, they're going to come up to the Boston area at some point. They'll be up here. Just New York was the closest they got. Okay. Yes, Elvis Costello and the Pretenders, Wink. You need to see them now. Absolutely. I have not seen Elvis Costello, but I've seen the Pretenders, and they are great. Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Everyone's saying hi here. Okay. If you Robert Saul, that's funny. If you could respond to every comment, it would mean only 5 people are watching. Yeah, I guess I should count my blessings, Robert Saul. It could be pretty sad if I was sitting here talking to the moose back here or the snowman, right? And nobody else. You'd all have me locked up, drag him away, throw away the key. Robert Saul. Funny stuff. Europe, Sweden. Oh, wow. Patrick from Europe and Sweden. Love, boy, you always love it when people from other countries, well, certainly other states, but other countries, stop in and say hello to you. You're like amazed that I tell Stephen Schnee, my best buddy, all the time. I say, Stephen, where would we be without this medium? Because he is one of my closest friends. Even though I've never met him personally, I feel like he's a brother. You know what I mean? And guys like Joe, Mr. Mayo, I feel like, they're my friends, and Alan C. Records, and I could go on and on and on. But like Stephen specifically, we're in touch all the time. And I say, Stephen, in another universe, we never would meet. We wouldn't be friends. We wouldn't know each other. But because of this, we can meet people from all over the country, all over the world. I mean, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. It's thrilling. It's exciting. And we're all blessed that we're able to do this and make new friends like this and have that commonality of the Beatles, music, and whatnot. Okay. I know I'm slow as molasses, folks. I know. Oh, man. Sonic the Hedgehog. Someone's talking about that back. I was probably an hour ago for most of you. Where are you located, Matthew? New York here. Hello, Audiovisual New York. I have a son who lives in New York. I have a friend, Joe, Mr. Mayo, who lives in New York, and I am from New England, southern New England, if that helps. Doc Docus. Yes, Doc, sure. Please. No. My mother just turned 101. God bless her, Doc. May she continue good health and prosperity. And yeah, we can fix her up. We can fix them up. My dad just turned 90, so she's kind of robbing the cradle a little bit, Doc. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Is that legal? 101 with a 90-year-old? We'll have to check on that. Matthew Smith saw the Pretenders 3 times. Wow. Oh, I saw them once, Matthew, and I loved it. Chrissie Hynde, one of my favorite female rock and rollers of all time. You know how Joe likes Joan Jett? Like he's into Joan Jett, and I love Joan Jett too. But I'm like that with Chrissie Hynde. I love Chrissie. Chrissie. Love her. She's a great, great singer, great songwriter. The dance called the Shag, Record Crate. I have heard of the dance called the Shag. However, I have never done the Shag. Maybe someone can teach me someday. My Dawn, she is the queen of the tango. Funny nowhere boy. Oh, Signals asked about the Christmas song that's catchy in my video. Well, Signals, check out Christmas with the Fizz, Fizz. It's the first song, track number 1, and it's called I do this every time. You see me do this in my videos, my brain fart here. Don't Start Without Me. I think Don't Start Without Me. I believe that's what it's called. Yes, Signals. Check out Christmas with the Fizz. Check out song number 1, Don't Start Without Me. A catchy, upbeat, fun Christmas song that just makes you want to dance. And I have, again, going back to my friend Stephen Schnee, I have Stephen to thank for that album because he turned me on to it. And speaking of which, let's talk about the Fizz for a minute because, where is it? I highly recommend these 2 albums right here, folks. Bucks Fizz, the 30th anniversary collection. And this is what they were called back in the early 80s, throughout the 80s into the 90s. They were called Bucks Fizz. And then, after many years of not being together, they got back together as a threesome, well, as a foursome, but then one guy left. But the 3 originals are still with the band, the group, and they are now called the Fizz. And this is their new album from 2020, Smoke and Mirrors. Highly recommended, folks. If you want great pop music for 2020, get Smoke and Mirrors by the Fizz. I hope that's showing up. Whew. You'll thank me for it. And get their Christmas album. I don't have their Christmas album in yet. I've ordered it, and it's not in yet. It's called Christmas with the Fizz. Get this, though, folks. You won't regret it. And Stephen Schnee. Now, I was aware of the Fizz. Let me just say this for the record. I was aware of not the Fizz, but Bucks Fizz. I was in England in in the early '80s, like I said, in the Air Force, and Bucks Fizz had just won the what's that contest, that Eurovision or whatever it's called contest over there that U.S. doesn't really participate in. They had just won with a song called "Make Up Your Mind," and that song was like huge over there when I was in the Air Force over in England. And then they released one or two more singles during '81. One of them being "The Land of Make Believe," and there was another one that I remember when I was over there. So I was cognizant of Bucks Fizz. I was aware of them. I had liked the singles I heard. But it's a funny thing when you're in the Air Force and they transfer you back to the States, that whole British culture, European culture and music it kind of disappears from you because nobody in America was listening to Bucks Fizz. So when I got back here, they kind of left my consciousness, so to speak, which was a shame. And and then getting back into this, music and vinyl community and being friends with Stephen Schnee and other people here. And Stephen specifically got me back into Bucks Fizz because he talked about Bucks Fizz in one of his videos. And it just reminded me of, oh yeah, a light bulb went off in my head. I remember them. So again, a benefit of being part of this. Okay, now that I'm behind probably an hour, you're probably all like, talking about politics or something else now. And I'm still back talking about stuff from 10 hours ago. Okay, but thank you, Signals. I'm glad you like the Christmas song. Did I play McCartney 3 for my dad? No, Noah, I have not yet played it for him. Maybe at some point I will and get his reaction. I wonder if did you see my official review? You'll get this reference. When I talked about the Kiss of Venus, how I said when I first heard it reminded me of my Nana singing in church. And it was, watch the video. I wasn't really picking on Paul, but Paul's voice in that song kind of reminded me of my Nana singing hymnals in church. And that Nana would be my grandmother, who would be my dad's mother. So I wonder if he listens to Kiss of Venus and I say to him, Dad, does that remind you of Nana? Let's see what he says. Oh, man. Robert Saul, Portable Craps Table, Gambler's Edition. Oh, George Nanos, you bought Wilkerson? Yeah, anyone out there who doesn't have the Wilkerson album from 2018 yet, you need to get that album. If you love great pop music, great Beatlesque pop music, rock, get the Wilkerson album. Talk to Doc Dacus, talk to Stephen Schnee, talk to anybody out there. They'll tell you if they have it to get the Wilkerson album. It's great. Oh boy, is it good. Oh, the Rascals Reunion, Wink. I did see that, Wink. I saw that down in Connecticut. They played at, I forget the name of the place, but it was the first run when Stephen Van Zandt put that whole show together. I went down there with a friend of mine, Mrs. Street, and one of my sons, and we saw the Rascals Reunion tour with the 4 original members, and that was earth-shattering. Just to see a band like that from the 60s with all the original members, top notch. You can attest to it, Wink. That was a great performance. Rundo is saying something I think very important here, and I just went by it. I want to get back to it. Where is it? Rundo. Where's Rundo? Where is it? Rundo. Relish the time with your loved ones. I just lost my mom. Oh yeah, she loved it. Absolutely, Rundo. As I said earlier, we were talking about relishing the time you have to see your favorite musical artists, see them while you can, support them while you can, but certainly loved ones I mentioned as well. You nailed it, Rundo. Your friends and loved ones that mean so much to you folks. I'm not getting on a soapbox here, but spend time with them, love them, tell them you love them, enjoy their company, do it while you can. Very important, Rundo. Thank you. Okay. All right, I'm going to do my best here to. Oh, John Aiello. Hi, John. John, I answered that earlier, but yes, I was very in tune with Caitlin's review of McCartney 3. we were basically spot on, the two of us, for the most part. There was a couple of things that I thought were better than she did and whatnot. One of them being uh, Lavatory Lil. She ranked it kind of low, and I have Lavatory Lil at an currently in my official video it was a B, but right now it's an A minus. I like Lavatory Lil. What's the first rock LP you bought? Myself? That would be, and you can go see a video all about it. I told a whole 20-minute story about it, much to the chagrin of people who like short videos. But it was like a 20-minute video all about my tribute to the Beatles Again or Hey Jude. I've done 2 videos about it. I did one recently, and I did one way back 4 years ago when I joined the vinyl community. Tribute to the Hey Jude album. That was the first one. My mom took me to the store, and I bought that album. So you can go check that out. That was the first one, Bob. The only one who's dancing in the moonlight is my Dawn. All right. I'm scrolling. I know I'm so behind, folks. So bear with me. Chat amongst yourselves. Throw some questions up. Matt will get to them eventually, and I will answer them. Okay. At some point, I have to cut this off, though, so I'm starting to look at the time now and realize that I can only go so long, and I don't want to cut into Doc's chat party, so I'm going to get out, at some point. So if I don't get to your question or comment, just please know right now that I appreciate you all being here. I love every one of you, and I appreciate all your help and support over the last 4 years. That's what this is all about, to show my thanks to you for supporting my channel. Okay, so I'm looking at the time now. I've been on an hour, and it seems like 2 minutes. Anyway, we'll continue on. I'll do the best I can, folks, but I want to get to as much as I can. So I'll scroll. But Glenn Campbell, 1970, Stephen Schnee and George saw the Knack in 79. Wow. Police reunion tour, Elvis Costello with Rami. Great. Okay. Bangles, Record Store Day album, pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I love the Bangles, Matthew Smith. One of my favorite female rock bands of all time. Madrid, Spain, Mr. Negative Light. Are you a fan of Neil Finn? Oh, I love Neil Finn. I love Crowded House. I had the opportunity to see Crowded House live back in 2007 in Boston at a little venue near Boston Harbor. All right, so they played at Boston Harbor with who opened for them? I'm sorry, Pete Yorn. I love Pete Yorn too. Pete, Yorn. Pete Yorn opened for Crowded House in Boston back in 07 on the Time. What's that album they had? Time Takes Time. No, not Time Takes. That album by Crowded House from 07. You know the one. A great show, though. I love Crowded House. I love Neil Finn. Stevie Wonder, Songs of the Key of Life. Wow, Hartford Civic Center. What a show that must have been. Oh, man. Rundo, I'm kind of laying on a little surprise here, Rundo. I do have the new Pretenders album, Hate for Sale, and I love it. And as a matter of fact, in the next week or so, I'll be making my top new releases of 2020 video. And guess which album flew into that top list? The Pretenders' new album. So I have it, Rundo. I love it, and it's going to be in my top 16. Why am I doing a top 16 favorite albums of 2020? Well, because I tried to do a top 10, but there were too many great ones, and I said, I'm going to make 16. So it's a top 16. Okay. Yeah, it's a great album. Hate for Sale, Pretenders. Highly recommended. Uh, 2,000 Miles is a great Christmas song, Matthew. I love it. Invisible Ray laughing at my, hey Ray. Bucks Fizz. I'm telling you, Ray, I like some of their stuff. The Fizz. Where is it? I'm going to say something right now, might be controversial to the UK people. I like the Fizz better than Bucks Fizz. Is that possible? Because I do. I love their two studio albums better than anything that Bucks Fizz did. And I like some Bucks Fizz, okay, but I'm not a fanatic, Ray, about this band as much. I like them. I like a lot of their stuff on here. I think this is all I need of theirs, by the way. But this band, I'll be buying everything that comes out by them. Hopefully, there'll be more. I love the Fizz, and they're new and contemporary. So, okay, yeah, Bucks Fizz, Euros Vision, or whatever it was called. Blatchu Bear, Blatchu Bear. Hey, Bear, how you doing? All right, Matthew, of the three solo Beatles Christmas songs, which one do you prefer? Paul's Wonderful Christmas Time, Ding Dong, or John's War is Over? Well, I mean, if you want to go with what's the sentimental, obviously message pick, it would have to be John's. If you want to go with the fun, slap happy, goofy, eggnog and dance around the Christmas tree one, it would have to be Paul's. George's, I consider George a nice song, but I always associate George's Ding Dong with New Year's Eve and the new year coming. So I'll go with that. Okay. Land of Make Believe, Ray. That's one of my favorite Bucks Fizz songs, Land of Make Believe. You nailed it. That's probably my favorite right now. Love that song. Okay, I'm scrolling through. Some people are talking amongst themselves about their favorites and things. I'm trying to. Jeff Allen. Hey, Jeff Allen. Time on Earth. That's it, James Boyce. Time on Earth. 07. It's a good album, too. I didn't like the next one as much. The one with the little hedgehog on the cover. Help me with that one, too. What was that called? I don't know. Intriguer or something like that. I didn't like that one as much, but Time on Earth from 07, that's a good album. I like that album. Oh, man. Am I getting any closer to catching up on these comments, or am I still way behind? I'm starting to sweat here, It's to cool me down. Okay. Someone thanked Mayo for his great videos. Nowhere Boy did. Yes, absolutely, Nowhere Boy. You got to hand it to Joe. He's got a great channel. Just hit 10,000 subscribers. Wonderful channel. And as I said, for those of you that missed it, I'm going to thank them all again. The big three, the three that got me into creating a YouTube channel like this was first Joe, Mean Mr. Mayo. He was the first one I ever saw. And then I saw Ed from the King's Court. Loved his channel. And then I saw Tim Allen. And Tim doesn't make videos as much as he used to, but he's a great guy. Check out Tim Allen. So to those three, I want to publicly acknowledge them and say thank you. You got me going on this. Okay. Invisible Ray, you like the Fizz? I like the Fizz. I'm telling you, this is one of the best. Another hint: you're seeing another one of my top 16 here. Where does it fall? This barreled its way into my top 16 this year, folks. It was not even on the radar. And then I saw a Stephen Schnee's video about it, and I said, "Oh, I remember Bucks Fizz from when I was in the Air Force in England back a million years ago." And then he was talking about the Fizz, and he was, me and Stephen are friends, and we have contact. So he said, "Matt, check out the Fizz," and so I did, and I tell you, folks, I absolutely love this album. I adore it. And it flew into my top 16 for 2020. All right. So you're getting another preview. Not that anyone cares, but you're getting a preview. Okay. Golden Earring. I do like some Golden Earring. Fit to be Tie-Dyed Paul. He sent me some CDs he made several years ago to kind of catch me up on Golden Earring. I have to say I'm more into the commercial Golden Earring, the stuff that like everybody would know, the big albums, the big stuff. Not as big on their unknown stuff, but I have an appreciation for them, and I do enjoy them. Yeah, Bucks Fizz Vertical Man. You're not sure about it. I get it. They're kind of wimpy. They're kind of goofy, but I occasionally like good pop music, and as I say, some of their stuff is very good, and I do enjoy. I have this compilation, and I'm happy with this. I don't need anything else by Bucks Fizz, but as I say, this one I love. Okay. Okay, let's see. Hi, Robert P. I haven't said hello to you yet, and I just saw you. Hi, Robert. Robert P. Everybody knows and loves Robert. He's so generous. He's so kind. He sends out music to everybody. He's certainly done so for me. We've exchanged stuff back and forth, and I love Robert P. Uh, Robert's having a mini Christmas with his grandkids today. Enjoy your grandkids, Robert. And Robert, just to give you a little news, yesterday with all the COVID going and skyrocketing around here lately, especially in Rhode Island, they we had the son, daughter-in-law, and the grandkids over here yesterday, and we made it work though. Luckily, it was a mild day, and we had the garage door open. We cleared out all the cars and made a little play area, and everyone wore their mask, and we were able to see and play with the grandkids, and we're hoping to see them again prior to Christmas to exchange presents. So, Robert, enjoy the family, enjoy the grandkids today, and have fun, my friend. Making your mind up, Ray. Yeah, that was the first one I remember when I was over in your country in the United States Air Force. I do remember that song being a smash. Yes, they would rip the skirts off the girls. What would it be now? Ripping the Depends diapers off the girls? We're all getting old, right? I don't know. Sorry about that. Poor humor. Poor attempted humor. Ding Dong is a great song to play at New Year's. Absolutely, Rundo. Doc Dacus, I haven't heard Lady A doing it, but check out The Fizz. The Fizz Christmas album, Christmas Time with the Fizz, Doc. They do wonderful Christmas time, and they do an awesome version of it. So you might want to check that out for the holidays. Yes, I know. I'm dead slow. I am dead slow. I'm new to this, Ray. I got to pick up the pace. I know. I don't want Ray PO'd at me here. You know. All right, so I'm going to scroll some more here. I apologize. I'm trying to. Intriguer is correct, James. Yes, thank you. All right, I've scrolled down a little bit, folks. So if I missed something, I apologize. How often did I see Paul? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Are you from Europe or Germany? I have seen Paul approximately 14 or 15 times over the years, and it's always been a lot of fun. Oh, James, you're going to see Crowded House. Great, great band. I really am so happy I had the opportunity to see them. I hope to again, but if I don't, at least I can say I saw them once and they were great. Sam St. John, how are you, sir? Great person, Sam St. John. Always so pleasant, always so kind, like many of you are. Rundo, Matthew Street Channel, #1 and the first final nerd. Yes, I have the dubious distinction of being the first ever vinyl nerd, the original president of Vinyl Nerd International, Invisible Ray, held a contest, and I was voted the first one. Was that 2018, Ray, or 2019? I forget which year I'm considered. And then the second winner was Fit to be Tie-Dyed, Paul, from 2019 or 2020, Ray. I'm not sure. And now there will be a bunch of nominees for 2021, I guess, or 2020. So, yes, I have that dubious honor. But you know what? I'm proud of it. I wish I had my mug here. I should have brought the mug up, my winner's championship mug. I do have one, as Paul does, fit to be tie-dyed. Oh, so Sam, Rundo. Oh, Nowhere Boy. I love Elvis Presley. I love Elvis Presley. And can I say something to now that Stephen Schnee is still here and all you UK viewers, I hope you're still here. I love Elvis, but I never understand people that don't also like Shakin' Stevens. Now, you got some of you Elvis fans in the US are probably laughing at me, but I love Shakin' Stevens. Love him. And I'm an Elvis fan. I appreciate Shakin' Stevens, what he's done, what he's doing. He's a great rockabilly star. He's a great pop star, rock and roll. He reveres Elvis Presley. He loves Elvis Presley. All through his 40 plus year career, he has shown nothing but reverence to Elvis Presley. I never understand people when I say to them, "Hey, you like Shakin' Stevens?" And they're an Elvis fan, and they'll say to me something like, "You don't want to know what I think of Shakin' Stevens." And I'm like, why? I mean, to me, it's like, I love the Beatles. And then you get a band like Cheap Trick, who, let's face it, reveres and emulates the Beatles. Does that mean I can't like Cheap Trick? I love Cheap Trick. They're paying homage or tribute in their style of music to the Beatles. They were influenced by the Beatles, but they're Cheap Trick. And I feel that way about Shakin' Stevens. I don't think he gets a fair shake. No pun intended. He's a great artist, and I'm so appreciative that I know of him. And again, he's one of those artists like Bucks Fizz, like The Tourist, like Susie and the Banshees, The Jam. When I spent those 2+ years in England back in the late 70s, early 80s, I was turned on to some great British rock and roll music, pop music, that no one else here, none of my friends here back in the States were aware of. And I am so grateful because I became aware of Shakin' Stevens when I was in England in the Air Force. I bought a couple of his albums and I dug Shakin' Stevens. I thought he was great. And when I came back to the States, I took that fanship back with me. And then in early mid 82, they released a Shakin' Stevens album on Epic Records in the United States. And I bought it. And he didn't do well here. He never really made it here, but he's so big in Europe and other parts of the world. And I just want to say, Stephen Schnee is also a big fan of Shakin' Stevens. He just did a great video about the new Shakin' Stevens box set. And he reignited my passion for Shakin' Stevens again. So thank you, Stephen. I've known of Shaky for 40 plus years, and I love him and I love his music. And I don't understand Presley fans that don't at least enjoy some of Shakin' Stevens' music. It's so good. But anyway, I digress. Okay. I'm off. I told you I go off on tangents, folks. You get me on a topic and I'll just go off. Okay. Robert P. BMX is here. Oh, the gang's all here. Okay. Vaccine is coming, Doc. Yes, from a doctor. We need to heed that warning. Doc Docus is telling us, get the vaccine. Yes, I'm getting it. My dad's going to get it. His doctor recommended that he gets it. He's in a very high risk category. I will be getting it. I work in. I'm a frontline medical worker myself. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, by the way, but I'm ancillary staff. I work in a hospital. So, yes, I will be getting it, and I do recommend it to everybody. Okay. Okay, Robert P's not getting it. Yeah, to each their own. Everyone has to make their own decision about the vaccine. Some people are leery of it, and I understand that. But, in a situation that I'm in, working in a hospital and my dad being in a medical, with medical conditions, we have to strongly consider it for our safety going forward. Oh, wow. James says Crowded House has a new album out in March. Wow. If they're touring, James, I'm definitely going to try to be there, buddy. So, okay. Tom, I think everybody here has their adds such joy to this world. That's all I'll say on that. Thanks, Rundo. I do enjoy this. I just feel bad that I'm not able to keep up with the pace. I'm not being a good host here. I'm not. Most hosts, you get some really good hosts out there that know how to juggle things and conversations. And I'm amazed at the people like Doc and Rachel, the music ma'am, who are able to be a host, have a co-host, and then other people on the screen plus comments, and they're able to juggle it all. I don't know how they do that because I'm having a tough time dealing with because I want to. Yeah, I'm one of these. I'm a firstborn child. You know, the firstborn is usually a pleaser. You know, they want to please and do what's right. And Stephen Schnee, Shaky Baby. Shaky is great. I'm glad to hear there's some other Shakin' Stevens fans out there. I love Shaky. Guy's still out there. He's 72 years old. He's been through a heart attack. Went through a period of a little bit of alcoholism, and he got arrested for drunk driving once. But, you know, he does such good work. He's so good with his fans. I remember when I was in England and you'd see news stories about him, and he would be he just was so good with fans that were in hospitals and being good to his people. I think he's a great artist, Shaky. I hope he still is going to remain active for a few more years. He's great. Ray respects Shaky. That's great. No, I get it. Nowhere Boy. Shakin' Stevens could be more Cliff Richard than Elvis. I'm not comparing Shakin' Stevens to Elvis at all. Elvis is the king. He will always be the king. But you know what? Elvis passed in 77, and Shaky came out solo in 79 or 80, and he's not trying to be Elvis. He respects Elvis. But boy, his brand of music just harkens back to that good old time when Elvis was young and in his prime, and it's just fun music. I just love it. The Jam, love the Jam. Nowhere Boy is showing some hand sanitizer. Yes. Yes, hand sanitizer is very important. Let's see. Thank you, Nowhere Boy. I'm trying my best here to keep up. Thank you, Ray. Is doing great. Thank you, Ray. Thanks, Rudolph. Rudolph, did I say hi to you yet, Rudolph? If I didn't, I apologize. I missed you. I love Rudolph. What a great person. Great subscriber, great viewer. Well, give it a try, Nowhere Boy. This is my first time, but it's just my way of thanking everybody for their support. And it is enjoyable. It's nice being able to answer questions, you know, if you want to talk music or whatever. It's just fun to be able to commiserate a little bit. Yeah, Stephen Schnee, I'm all for that. Can you arrange that, Stephen? Because Stephen is the master. Stephen's my friend. If I haven't said it yet, I'm going to repeat myself, but I don't care. I love Stephen Schnee. Any of you who watch my channel that don't watch the Stephen Schnee channel, what's the matter with you? Please go subscribe and watch. I love Stephen Schnee. And Stephen is the master at hosting, at putting together shows and series, and he just makes it happen, and he edits so well, and he tightens everything up. Unlike what I'm doing today, I'm all over the place. He's a master. He's the master. And I don't know like about this stuff. You know, it moves so quick and all that. Remember Saturday Night Live, Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer? Your YouTube frightens me. I was frozen, unfrozen Matt Street, and I came into your world, and it frightens me. But Stephen, yes, I'm rambling again. Stephen, yes, that's a great idea because you're a good ringleader of this type of thing. You can pull it all together. Why don't we do that or try that? I'm all for it. Okay. You can help me with that. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Yes, Jeff Allen. Hi. I wish we would get a new album from the Romantics, but in the meantime, we have the Empty Hearts. They have two great albums out there, and that's another hint from my top 16 of 2020 new releases for those of you that care. Yes, Invisible Ray, Adam and the Ants. That's another one. When I was over in England from 79 to 82, Adam and the Ants. Love them. Love them. And then they got big a little bit in the US later, but another one of those bands. Ray, what do you think of The Tourist? Annie Lennox, Dave Stewart. Oh, man, I used to love them when I was in the UK. I have a UK pressing of one of their albums, and I love The Tourist. Michael from Buffalo, New York. Mrs. Street and I went out to your area several years ago. We went to Buffalo to see the Patriots play the Buffalo Bills at the stadium there. It was a beautiful trip. She's a football fan as I am. Thank goodness, right? It helps when you have your significant other has the same interest as you, and she loves football. And we went out to Buffalo, and we loved it out there, Michael. Nice. We didn't like the fact that the Buffalo Bills kicked the Patriots' asses, but that day, but we enjoyed it. Nice area, Mike. Nowhere Boy says, get your own Elvis when he brings up Shaky. I like Shakin' Stevens. I'm sorry. I like him. I will continue to enjoy him and his music. And I don't understand Elvis fans that don't like him. Thank you, Robert P. Again, I'm scrolling and then it skips on me and then I'm trying to go back. Yeah, James, we have family members that are also diabetic, and it's said that people with certainly health issues should get the vaccine. So it's your decision, but it sounds like you're going to get the vaccine, and I would recommend it. George, hi, George Sessford. I'm not. I know Undertones music from listening to Little Steven's Underground Garage. I'll hear some of their songs and go, "Ooh, I like that." But I have to be honest, I'm a little lacking in getting off my rear end and buying some Undertones. So um, I definitely will look into it. James Boyce. I love Dave Edmonds too. I love Rockpile. I love that also, James. But I like Shaky too. Thanks, Bill. As I said earlier, for those that missed it, I'm wearing the headgear because in this room, I've done Zoom stuff before with family members and Stephen Schnee and that. And if I don't have this, I just got this, by the way. It's very echoey in here and it doesn't come across good to the viewer. So even though I don't need this part of it, I'm using it for this today. Maybe eventually I'll get one of those professional looking ones that makes me look like I actually know what I'm doing. So thanks, Bill. Thanks, Cheeky. Stylish. Yeah. In my dreams, huh? Stylish for a 60-year-old, nearly 60-year-old broken down man, huh? Bald, a few extra pounds on me, falling apart here. I like to tell Mrs. Street, I'm falling apart on you. Nowhere Boy. I would if I could make it Nowhere Boy. I certainly would try. I know I've been on Doc Dacus's chat parties before. But what's my biggest problem, folks, is just time. It's just I don't have a lot of free time to just get on the computer and just talk and talk and talk. So I kind of save it for special stuff like this, or like when Steve Schnee and I do a episode of Quarantunes, or if one of my sons wants to do Zoom time with me, or then I'll make the time to do it. But Nowhere Boy, absolutely. If I'm around and you want to talk, I'd be happy to talk to you. And yeah, I certainly would try. But I just can't guarantee, only because of as life as such it is for me. I do still work, even though I'm retired from my career, so to speak. I do have a part-time job now working in a hospital. As I said earlier, if you missed it, I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but I am support staff at a hospital. So, I work and, with, as you all know, we all go through this. Yeah. In my case, I have Mrs. Street and my dad, who's 90, that we care for. And I have two sons, and they're both married. And then one of my sons has two grandchildren of mine. And just, we own a home here in Southern New England. And so I have to upkeep that. And we help other family members with, we're busy people. I'm sure many, but I'm preaching to the choir here because many of us live that kind of hectic, busy life in 2020 that, sometimes me and Mrs. Street joke about the old days. Like, I wish, we grew up in the 40s or 50s when life was much simpler, but, anyway, to answer your question, again, I ramble, but, yeah, if I had the time, I would certainly try to participate. Nowhere Boy. Dave Edmonds, yes, Rundo, he's great. Love Dave Edmonds. Let's see here. Okay. Sure, Stephen. I'm sorry, Stephen. I just got to your. Yeah, that's a great idea. What you suggested, it would really, and you know better than I how to run these things, so it's probably go a lot smoother. Yes, I'm like Captain America, Ray, when he was frozen on ice, and then he came back 20 4 decades later and said, "Oh my God, what's all this technology?" Oh, Stefan, you subscribe to Stephen Schnee. Great channel. I liked both of those movies, Nowhere Boy and Yesterday. I believe, yeah, Nowhere Boy gets a bad rap. People rag on it all the time for a lot of problems with it. But, anything that has to do with showing the Beatles or history of the Beatles. I've enjoyed that old Dick Clark movie from TV made movie from back in 1978. Remember that when I was a teenager and that came on, I got all excited about it. I still like with the Beatles or learning about the Beatles, even if it's lousy. Look at Give My Regards to Broad Street. You make lemonade out of lemons. It's a stinky movie, but if you look at it from a large extended music video point of view, I like Broad Street. The music parts are good. So Ray likes I like the Eurythmics too, Ray, but I really like the Tourist. Thank you, Cheeky. He likes my glasses. These are old Matt Street standbys. I've been wearing these in videos for over 2 years now. I've gone through like 4 or 5 different styles of glasses, and if you missed it earlier, these are my Steve Schnee specials that I wear in a lot of recent videos. I saw Stevie Schnee wearing these, and I got some. I like them. So yeah, we influence each other. You see something you like, you may like it. I'm gonna scroll a little more here. And it's 1:35. I think I'm gonna go till about 2 o'clock, folks, and then I'm gonna cut this. I appreciate it. So we'll go another 20 or 25 minutes. I want to get some things done around here, and I don't want to I want to make room for other people. I know Doc's chat party's coming up, and unfortunately, Doc, I won't be able to do that today. I haven't been able to be there for a while, but I've got some things to do with Mrs. Street and whatnot. So, okay. You did last year a great review about your favorite Christmas records. How about an update? Stefan, if you want to see something, what I did this year instead of doing my own is I did one with Stephen Schnee. Go to the Stephen Schnee channel, Stefan, and you can check out the Christmas Quarantunes with Steve Schnee and Matt Street. And that will give you an basically updated Christmas video from me. Okay. Girlfriend's mom doesn't like shaky. Dave Edmonds would have been a great Wilbury. Absolutely. Nick Lowe. I love Nick Lowe. I'll have to check out the Christmas album. Oh, man, I'm missing things here. I know. King's Collection wants to know, did I get Elvis in Nashville? It sounds sweet. No, I have not, King's Collection, but I've seen numerous videos on it. Most recently, Ed from the King's Court did a fabulous video giving his thoughts on the album, and I think it looks like a keeper for sure. So definitely, I will definitely be checking that out. Okay, Rundo, thank you again. You're probably already gone. I hope not, but Rundo, love you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for your help and your big push getting me to 2,000. I didn't ask for it, but you were right there, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Rundo, great guy. Great supporter. Okay. Yes, Doc Dacus, Broad Street is an extended music video. That's the way a lot of people look at it. At least I do. Yeah, Doc, sorry, man. I've been on now. I'll be going on almost 2 hours when I end this. So but I promise to make an effort in the future. I promise to do that. Okay. Hey, Sandy from Switzerland. We used to have some neighbors from Switzerland, Sandy, when I lived in another part of southern New England back in the late 60s. We had some neighbors who were from Switzerland. They were wonderful people, told fabulous stories of their country, and they moved back to Switzerland after living near us for about 5 years or so. And my mom, may she rest in peace, she passed away a couple of years ago, but for many years, she kept in touch with the family through writing and then later with phone calls and emails and whatnot. So we did keep in touch with them for a long time. It's a wonderful country. 1830 hours in the UK, Bill. I remember those days, Bill. I lived over there for 2.5 years. And whenever I would make that rare phone call back home, you always had to take the time consideration into into your thoughts. Okay. Oh gosh, yes, James. I did see gigs back in the day in the UK. Oh, oh boy, saw some good shows. A lot of it, you'd be surprised, were more internationally known acts that just happened to be touring over there, and I got to see them. So I saw, Styx and AC/DC. I talked about that in my AC/DC video recently with my friend Chris. And what else did I see over there? Funny how you have a brain cramp. Man, I didn't get to see Shakin' Stevens. I didn't get to see The Tourist. I wanted to. I, gosh. Well, let me just tell you the biggest one I can remember because I want to get back to things here. But I saw Queen at Wembley Arena, and I had good seats with my friend Chris. And you'll know about my friend Chris if you watch my AC/DC video. Okay, so go check that out. He was in England with me, my roommate in the United States Air Force, and we went to see Queen at Wembley Arena. Wow, one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Great show. I loved it. So I would say that's my favorite, James, of seeing all the shows in the UK that I did for that time was seeing Queen with Freddie. Can't beat it. Bernie Wynn. Hello, Bernie. Merry Christmas. Great to see you. We're late in the show here. I'm going to be leaving in a little bit, but so happy you're here. Rhode Island. That's where I was born, Bernie. Providence, Rhode Island. Little Rhodey. The Ocean State. Home of coffee milk. How many people know of coffee milk out there? You don't know of coffee milk, or you've never had it unless you're from Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. Dell's Lemonade. Narragansett Lager Beer. All Rhode Island isms, folks. Ray, am I going to review Broad Street? Yeah, I could. The musical part will be like two thumbs up, but the acting, Paul's cinematic debut, solo debut, won't be so good. Jeff Allen, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Bye bye. Thank you. Uh, Highway Blues, Kevin from Montreal. My wife, Mrs. Street's family are all Canadian. Highway Blues, Kevin. Thank you so much. And yes, we love Canada. All her family was from Canada. They emigrated from Canada. And yeah, that side of the family all came down from that end. And there's maybe a few still left up there, but many of them who remained have now since passed away, like her godmother and godfather and whatnot. But yeah, my wife, Mrs. Street, French Canadian, all the way. Prague Hat, Eddie. Thank you for being here and being so supportive. Okay. I love Switzerland. Yeah, it's a great, peaceful country. Cat Stevens. I like Cat Stevens. Rhode Island. Merry Christmas, Ed. Yes, I know. I saw Queen, and it's one of the greatest moments of my life. I was musically, just sonically, and showmanship of Freddie. We had great seats. We were right down there. It was like, I had never seen anything like it. The power, the showmanship. Yes, James, Hate for Sale, great album. A wonderful album. Yeah, I heard Chrissy can be a little bit of a hard ass when it comes to taking pictures at her shows. No, Highway Blues, I've never heard that. I'll have to look into it. Eddie, I like as I said earlier, Ed, I like the album Broad Street. There's some good music on there. The movie, I always say I like it if you consider it, and we've said this several times today, but a long form music video. If you sit down for that hour and a half and say it's basically a long form music video with a bunch of different songs, with different settings and backgrounds, with a little bit of acting in between, then it is what it is. I enjoy it. If you're sitting down to watch a cinematic masterpiece, you're going to be highly disappointed. Mystic Seaport. Yeah, Mrs. Street and I love Mystic. Mystic, Connecticut. We've been to the Mystic Aquarium and the Seaport area. Very lovely down there. Brian May gig. You saw Brian May. That's awesome. Great guitarist. Geez, have I actually caught up to the comments after an hour and a half? I can't believe it. Brian May, what's the most underrated Underplay Mccartney song? I know there are a lot. Underrated McCartney song. Wow. I don't know. Calico Skies. I love Calico Skies. I love a lot of that. A lot of the songs from Flaming Pie, I think, are underrated. Well, there's two camps. There's people that love Flaming Pie like me and think it's a latter period McCartney classic. And there's people that go, meh, Flaming Pie. But I like a lot of the songs. I love Calico Skies. What's the other one on there I really love? Some Days. I love that song. Matt, no wonder you're so happy. Mrs. Street has that good French Canadian blood in her. Yeah, Highway Blues. You know, she's awesome. My wife is a treat. I'm very fortunate. She's a keeper. She's a really lovely woman. We've been married since 1985. So that's, what is that? 35 years. But I've known her since 1978. We met. You ever hear the old Ramones song, Oh, I Love Her So? Go listen to that song. That describes my relationship with Mrs. Street, because I met her at the Burger King and she was standing by the soda machine, or whatever. What's the first couple of lines of that song? Yeah, we met at Burger King Um, 1978. Both worked there together, and here we are, from 42 years later, and with two kids, two grandkids, and we're still together, hanging in there and doing well. And I can't complain. To have can't complain at all. I mean, we kind of sit back in amazement and laugh, and we go, "Can you believe we met at a Burger King in 1978, and here we are now? How did we make it here?" But uh, she's great. I love Mrs. Street. Herman's Hermits, Ray. I love Herman's Hermits. Um, I saw them back in the '80s without Peter Noon, and they were okay. I think Barry was with them and Leck was with them. Leck has sadly passed away since, but Barry and Leck were there, and it was good despite Peter not being with them. But then I've seen Peter Noon solo with Mrs. Street a couple of times, and he's great in concert. He still brings it. He still gets the audience going. He's still great with the fans. I got to meet him after a show and get a picture with him, and he signed an album. So I love Herman's Hermits. They're fun. Oh, Ed, Ed says, where is it? Ed agrees about Broad Street. Okay, I jumped too far ahead here. Okay. I've never heard of Cashman and West. Don't ring a bell. Elton John, Paul, and Billy Joel are all still with us. What are their secrets? I know. I hope I can be around, and love or hate Paul, whatever your thoughts are, you got to give the man credit. 78, he's in good shape, takes care of himself, he's healthy. I hope, I'm 59 myself. I hope when I'm 78, I can still be fit and trim and running around. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Doc. These can be work. This is work. Flaming Pie, great. The Mess is underrated. You're right, Ed. I love The Mess. Mystic Pizza. I've been by it, but I've never been to Mystic Pizza. I've seen the movie. Ah, Stephen Schnee, really? Paul's releasing a new album soon? No kidding. I'm already into it up to my neck. I don't know, folks. It's a good album. That's what I'll say on it. Were you here earlier? I've listened to it a lot more since my official review, and a couple of the songs have jumped up. Several have stayed the same. One of them, Deep Down, kind of dropped a little bit for me. I don't like that one at all. And overall, I give the album it's in the B plus range, and I don't think it's going to change for me, folks. It's not A plus classic stellar Paul album, but it's not a pile of poop either. It's in the middle. It's good. It's okay. B plus. Okay, I'll give it a B plus. Go watch my official review, and you can hear all the scoop. Okay. Your girlfriend Dawn had a crush on Sonic the Hedgehog, and now she has a dream of dancing the tango with Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess that's okay. Hey, whatever floats your boat. If it's Sonic the Hedgehog, go for it. You know, with me, it used to be Catwoman on Batman. Or Batgirl. I like Batgirl too. They both wore leather. I don't know. I like that leather thing, that leather look. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Doc. I miss Richard. I wish Richard was here. I'd like to say hi to him. Oh, thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. You're right, Ray. Without Peter Noon, it is kind of impossible. But I give Leck and Barry some credit. It was a pretty admirable effort, and the songs did sound good. Oh, I love Al Hurt, Ed. Oh, thanks for bringing him up. That's another one. If you ever watch any of my videos with my dad, we talk about Al Hurt a little bit. My dad had a couple of Al Hurt records when I was a little kid, and ever since then, I've had this thing for Al Hurt, and I have several of his albums now, a couple of his CDs. I love him. And also stuff like that. I don't know about you, Ed, or the rest of you out there, but when you have old albums like that that take you back to your childhood, that maybe your parents played or your parents turned you on to, especially now, my mom's passed, my dad's 90. But when I hear those old albums like Al Hurt, Ray Conniff, I can name a million, it brings me back to a different stage in my life, a more innocent time with my mom and dad when they were both young and healthy. And so, yeah, when you mention Al Hurt, Ed, it just warms my heart because I just feel like, yeah, those Al Hurt albums take me back to being that little kid in my parents' living room and listening to it and loving it. Ah, Nowhere Boy. I don't want to see myself at 78. Nowhere Boy. I'm pushing 60, and I don't want to see myself at 60. But we can only control so much, I guess. Ringo does look better than Paul. I gotta say, he does look good. You got to give that to Ringo. She might not have a crush on Sonic now. That's good. I still have a crush on Catwoman and Batgirl, so that's okay. Like Queen without Freddie, absolutely. I mean, I hand it to Queen. It's admirable that they're still doing what they're doing and making people that never saw them or were too young to enjoy their music. But there's nothing like Freddie Mercury. There never will be anything like him. Pipes of Peace. I think I'll pick either Pipes of Peace, the song, Mark, or Through Our Love. I like that last one. Yes, it's a sappy ballad, but it's just pleasant. I like it. Dustbin Lid. Feeling like a dustbin lid, Ray. Yeah. Classic. Ringo still sounds like Ringo. Love Al Hurt. Ed found his Christmas album. Oh, I got to look for that, Ed. I don't have his Christmas album. They still sell Mystic Pizza in some stores frozen. Yeah, they do. Yes, Lee Merriweather is my favorite Catwoman as well, George. Ringo is the greatest. Susie Quattro. I love Susie Quattro. She was over there in England when I was over there, and I liked her. Yeah. I have a couple of Susie Quattro albums. Okay, folks. Well, you know what? It's coming up on 2 hours, and so I'm going to end the stream now. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know if I'll be able to save this as a video to just leave it up for everyone. So I will try to do that. But if not, I just want to repeat what I said right at the beginning of the video, folks. This video was all about thanking you all and saying hello to you all and appreciating everything you've done for me as far as with subscriptions. I don't ask for that. You'll notice in my videos, I never ask anyone to subscribe or do anything or like or comment. But I appreciate it. You all have been out there supporting me and getting me to 2,000 subscribers, something I never thought I would achieve. Never, never. I'm just grateful. I'm humble. And I thank you all so much. And I love you all. Many of you are close friends, and many of you are friends I haven't met yet. That's the way I look at it. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to go hang out with Mrs. Street and my dog, who was just barking, and say hello to all of them. So peace, love. Am I doing that right? Love and good cheer. Merry Christmas. Bless you all, as I always like to say. And take care. God bless you. Love you all. From Matthew Street, thank you. I'm humbled. You're wonderful. Bye-bye.